Welcome to the Delz Show. We are gonna give you, I'm gonna give you my review of 72 Seasons by Metallica. This is their brand new album. I know a lot of people have already reviewed the album. I feel like, how can you review an album without listening to it at least 20 different times? Music, as you listen to it, changes. It molds into something you absolutely start disliking or something you start falling in love with, right? So this is going to be my take song for song. Now, we did do a reaction to every single song when I first heard it, and I will put a playlist right now, bong, over there. And it'll be at the back end of the video too, and it should be in the description. And that will be at my other channel, Delz Reacts. So the opening track is 72 Seasons. This definitely is an opener closer type of song. High speed, lyrics are on point. I gotta say, Robert, I didn't even realize that was Robert singing until I just seen a performance where they performed the song live, and he sounds damn good live singing that. Wrath of Man. The solo is a good solo on this one. Some wah-wah, a lot of wah-wah at times. Kirk has made it clear too, he's pretty highly influenced by Jimi Hendrix, so, you know, I expect that. I don't mind that. It slows down and it goes into a harmony at a point with the riff, which I really digged after the solo. Got a great bridge to it, great format. I like the song a lot. You know, it's definitely one that stands out on this album. Track number 2 is Shadow Falls. Heavy intro riff, that's for sure. Heavy intro riff. James sounds really good. James sounds really good throughout this album. That's one thing that I think we all could agree with, that James sounds fantastic. I don't think anyone sounds terrible. I do see criticism with Kirk's solos at times, and I will say this, I think that some of Kirk's best work on this particular album are not the singles. They're actually songs like this song. I love the riffs on the verses, on the end part of the bars. I love how there is a little bit of spacing where you really have the drums sounding amazing on this. It's definitely a strong point right there on this song right here. Screaming Suicide, another standout track, a single to this album. It kind of gives me a vibe of Master of Puppets. Not the sound of the song, not even the lyrical content, but it kind of gives me this, the writing style of this song, the concept of how he wrote Master of Puppets. I feel I get that kind of energy on this song. You know, that one is clearly, I would assume, about cocaine and drugs and addiction. Master of Puppets, and this obviously is about suicide. It's a deep song, and, you know, definitely a standout track. Everything to me sounds very good. I didn't hear anything that bored me. Some people said that, you know, songs like this one in 72 Seasons could have been a little shorter. I enjoy these long-ass Metallica albums, just me personally. But sometimes they say less is more, right? Less is more. So possibly it's just fans that do say that they want them to evolve from not giving us such long songs. Leave your thoughts as I'm going. You know, give me timestamps and respond multiple times, please. Sleepwalk My Life Away. Great bass line in the beginning, and then you have, you know, them underlaying riffs that really bring a nice tone, a nice bounce to the song. The pre-chorus feels great, really does, to set up the chorus on this one. Really dig the solo too. It's got a lot of groove to it, and that's where I think Kirk Hammett shines a lot, when he's grooving and not necessarily just shredding his ass off. Yes, it's probably very difficult at times to do some of that, but I think that when Kirk could hit you with those solos that we could actually feel in our chest, those are the ones that are really special. And he's able to do that. He has that ability to do that even on some of the darkest songs throughout the beginning stages of Metallica. For instance, Ride the Lightning is such an emotional roller coaster. When he's doing that solo to that, I mean, you really feel that shit. Like, you know, that's a heavy topic right there, but you really feel the darkness of the topic, and that solo gives an emotional vibe to the topic of the song, in my opinion. You Must Burn, to me, when I listened to this album the first time, which I went to the movie theaters to watch it, and I had a great time. We actually did a vlog, and we interviewed people that attended that right after. We talked to probably about 10 to 15 Metallica fans walking out of the movie theater, and thank you to everyone that participated in that. Definitely watch that video. That's here on this channel. This was a song that really stuck out to me. The first time I heard it, it just was like, okay, this is gonna be one of my songs right here. Opening riff pulls you in, and then it kind of got this like dark bounce to it, almost kind of Black Sabbath like. Honestly, like I could totally hear Ozzy Osbourne singing on this track. Go back and listen to the song, and let's just pretend they wrote this for Ozzy, right? And Ozzy sang this. Especially on the verses, just imagine Ozzy singing what James Hetfield is singing, and pretend that the song is like a reference track. That's just my opinion. Look, it's a review. I give mine. Please give me yours in the comments about everything. James, once again, sounds incredible on this album. Lux Eterna is the next track. It's a fun song, right? A great introduction. They didn't announce they were coming out with new music, and bang, bong, bong, they just hit us with this song. High speed, high energy, very short song. Solo, a lot of shredding. Not one of my favorite solos from Kirk. It's just a fun introduction to the album, but great feel, great energy. This is something that may make you drive a little fast, so make sure you're not speeding when you drive and listening to this one. I like the music video. I enjoyed this song a lot when I first heard it, and I honestly was listening to it over and over and over again because I just really dig the song. So if I love a song, I'll just listen to it like 10, 15, 20 times in a row, and that's what I did with that one. Next song, Crown of Barbed Wire. You have got to watch my music video reaction to this. And shout out to Metallica for allowing me to react to some of these songs. I mean, that is super cool. They get a lot of heat for the Napster stuff, but they legit like allowed me to react to the whole album. I mean, that's incredible. So they are getting with the times, and it was probably really scary, the Napster stuff, when they were getting their music posted on the internet, and it was something new. So you keep in mind, these guys have been rocking since the 80s, but for them to allow that and a few other content creators, that's really freaking awesome. So I gotta tip my hat to you guys. They are definitely up with the trends of what's going on in social media, and I think that's why they are still kicking ass too and staying relevant. Not only the music, but how they are laying out everything, and they really laid out this album in such a great way. I mean, they crushed it. But the music video was ridiculous. I was not expecting the evil bad guy who's like killing people to like freaking get his back when the guy who was avenging his wife goes into prison just to get the guy who took out his kids, finito. And then all of a sudden you see freaking, I think it was Robert, he just first, and then all of them are just pounding him out in the yard. It was a very interesting video. You got to watch my reaction to that. The song kicks ass. It's dark. It's evil sounding, and it's something that I love, some evil sounding Metallica. And that's something that I will say is missing a little bit on this. But at the same time, I understand these guys are not young kids. They're not 18, 19, 20, 21. They're not even 30. They're in their effing 60s. So, I think they're trying to stay true to themselves. I think James is trying to stay true to himself on that pen especially. And I respect that. Those riffs where they're kind of bouncy and sinister sounding, really badass. And then I love the solo and then how it goes into some harmony after. That's a staple for Metallica, I think, for some of their really great work, when you'll start hearing the solo and then they'll go into them harmonizing Kirk and James. It really stands out to me. And, great song. It definitely is a great song. I'm just going through my notes just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. That harmonizing going into the last hook, I really digged a lot. Chasing Light. I love this song. I watched a couple of reviews, and I don't see people really fond of this one. I like it. The hook is different. James sounds different on it. It's not something, he doesn't sound different like, who is that guy singing? But the way he's singing that, he goes a little high on there. and I really enjoy it. It kind of is giving me at times a little bit of a pyromania kind of British metal pyromania Def Leppard feel to it. Uh, Not particularly that song Pyromania, but just that vibe at times when they do get a little heavy on that album, which is a great album, Pyromania from Def Leppard. I mean, they eventually got so commercial, but that was a good album to me, a classic, definitely a classic album for rock and roll, right? And this album too. I mean, you know, some people say that, oh, well, it's not like that heavy and this, that, and the third. It is kind of like very rock and roll, this album too. It's safe to say. But, you know, one thing I do hate is putting labels on music at times. And we tend to do that a lot. Do you guys consider this a thrash metal album or just a heavy rock and roll album? Question for you all. Please respond to me. I love reading your comments, and feel free to write multiple ones. It really just makes me feel like I didn't waste my time making this video. And I hope you're enjoying this video. Hit the like if you are. And if you think it sucks, tell me in the comments and hit the like, or throw some middle finger emojis. Do something funny. You know, make me laugh a little bit. You know, in the song he says, without darkness, there's no light. And that's the truth. Look, there's some real positive messages throughout this album, which I really like a lot too. But we always got to keep in mind, without darkness, there's no light. So basically, what I take from that is when we're having fucked up days, when it feels like we have a black cloud over our head, you know, we got to keep in mind, without darkness, there's no light. We're going to get back to that light. We just got to ride this wave. And sometimes not just sit back and think that it's just going to happen. We got to make moves too sometimes. That's just my interpretation and my energy that I'm giving back to you from that song. If Darkness Had a Sun is the next song. It's a fantastic song. Lyrics, instrumentation, I really don't have nothing to really say about it. I think that this is probably one of the strongest songs off of this record, off of this album. Next song is Too Far Gone, which I think may be my favorite song on the album. Real talk. I think that Too Far Gone possibly is my favorite song. Great melody, great lyrics, great riff, positive message. You know, am I too far gone, right? I think some of us think that sometimes when we're going through shit, right? Where it's like, once again, holy shit, it's like a shit storm. It's raining poop on me, right? You know, it's like, God damn, can I get a break? But then what happens, you know, you get out of it, right? Some of us are still in it, right? But we're going to get out of this. Come on, we could do this, man. We could do this. What I love about it, on the third hook, he goes from too far gone, right? He sings that on the hook. But then on the last hook, he changes and he goes, never too far gone. Very positive message. Great song, in my opinion. And one thing, once again, I'll bring up about Metallica is I love the harmonies they usually have on the tail end of their songs. And they did a great job on this one. I think it comes in as almost like a bridge, and then it goes to the solo, but then it goes back to it. It's a beautiful sounding harmony between the two of them, and just a kick-ass song, man. Kick-ass song. Standout track, for sure. That's not a single, and I think a lot of people will agree that has potential for a single. Room of Mirrors, when I first heard it, I liked the song, but as I've listened to this album over and over again, I really am enjoying this song a lot more. Badass riffs, you know, kind of dark at times. Gives me almost like I hear a lot of influence from some of the artists that they digged it when they were younger. Like it gives me like almost like Garage Day vibes. Not the Garage Day revisit shit, which wasn't shit, excuse me, but it wasn't, you know, that lane of bands, right? Like the Misfits and everything like that they were covering. I really like this song. And as I'm listening to it again and again and again, I'm growing to really dig this a lot. The final track, track 12, Inamorata, I hope I'm saying it right, but, you know, this is the longest song they've ever put out. And I was expecting something a little bit different when I heard this was going to be the longest track. I did not know what the word meant until later on when I looked it up. And we did a reaction video to that which was pretty kick-ass. As I said, there'll be pop-ups, and that's to my other channel, which is a brand new channel, and I really would love your support and go on this ride with me. So please subscribe to there when you get a chance, and thank you guys once again for watching. So the song, people are saying different things. Some people are labeling this as My Friend of Misery Part 2. I think it's just because, you know, they incorporate misery in the song a lot, but it's clearly about a relationship and what James is going through. Some say this has to do with his divorce, his ex, this split up. When I listen to it, at times I am thinking about ex-relationships and toxic relationships that I'm no longer in. And if anyone that is dating me is watching this, I'm not like singling out anyone. Okay, so please, any women that is watching this that I may have dated, I'm not directing this to one person, and not all my relationships were toxic. So please don't think that this is a shot at any of y'all. I hope everyone's doing great out there, and I got love for everyone. But yeah, so it gives me like feels of that, you know, like shitty relationships. Be you know, someone you are dating is super toxic, right? But then it gives me other vibes too, relationship vibes, and also like kind of just moving away from that bullshit, you know what I mean? So I really like this song. The instrumentation is great. The opening riff is so, once again, this shit got that Def Leppard, Pyromania, early Def Leppard, that dum, 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 dum. Then it goes dum, 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 dum. It's got a great fucking sound to it. Oh my God. I was like, shit. And when I first heard the song, I was with a friend, and shout out to her if she's watching. And we were like, yo, this is the shit. Like, we were looking at each other like, this is that shit right here. And actually, you'll see her if you watch the video of us in the movie theater. When we got back from leaving the movie theater, we kind of reflected on it, and we were really excited about you know, what we just heard and everything. It's really a cool video because there's a lot of different fans interacting in this. So you got to watch these vids when you get a chance. I'll do my best to put it in the description too, so that you can always come back to this video. But yeah, Pyromania kind of vibes on that beginning riff, and then Are You Gonna Go My Way? Dun, 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 dun. I'm getting that Lenny Kravitz, Are You Gonna Go My Way? Like, and I mean, it's not exact, but it gives me that feel. Maybe a nod, maybe not. I feel like there are nods at times. You know, Too Far Gone gives me a No Remorse vibe on the second end of that intro riff, which I did do a video on, which I hope you guys watch. It was very cool. Check out that reaction video I did to Too Far Gone, which, once again, one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite on this album, this actual recording that they released in 2023. But yeah, so I'm just looking at some of the notes right here. In the Murata, yeah, the Lenny Kravitz vibe, I covered that. Great lyrics. Solo stands out. And then after the solo from Kirk, they drop it down into this bass break, which is beautiful with the guitars underlaying it. And then James coming in here, very soft-spoken, singing, you know, she needs me, but I need her more. She, you know, that, but he's singing it in a different way. Landing it differently on this particular bass line riff that we got, building up. And I love when he's like, no, no, no. Oh my God, the fucking feel of that shit. God, so good. But after all them no's, it goes into this harmony that's so beautiful and pretty sounding, but fucking rocks at the same time. And then it goes back into the hook, and then it goes into another riff, which gives me really like 80s rock vibes, where he's singing the misery, she loves me, like, but it's different the way that he's dropping it, the way they're laying it out. It's different. Love the song. 11 minutes, 11 seconds long, and honestly, it feels like a 5-minute song, maybe 4 minutes. Love the song so much. And it's, to me, it's kind of like hard rock like this. To me, I'm not like, oh, this is some crazy metal shit. That's why I'm comparing it to like old Def Leppard, because I get that vibe. And some of you are going to say, what is this man smoking? What is he talking about? But there'll be some that watch this are going to agree with me. I really feel passionate about that. Let's talk about the actual album now that I went through all the tracks. And man, if you're still here right now, put in the comments, still here. It'll let me know that you are still here watching. And I really think that's amazing that you're into this like that. And it inspires me to keep doing these kind of videos. So all in all, it is a great album. It's not a mediocre album to me. Is it, what I want from Metallica? No, absolutely not. I want Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Kill 'Em All. That's what I want. Will I get that? I don't think I will ever get that, because these guys are in a different state of mind. They are not drinking every night, fucking crazy, they're not wild young adults. I'm not the same person as I was when I was 18, 19, 20, 25. I'm a different person now. These guys have kids. They are living their best life. I mean, they probably have multiple mansions. They're living the life, right? Energy's different. Their vibe is different. I think it's not easy for them to recreate that, but Hardwired to Self-Destruct had moments. Spit Out the Bone really gave me what I wanted. That song is incredible. Spit Out the Bone, I was like, oh my God, they did it. They finally did it. Because I think a lot of us Metallica fans want to hear that. And I think that song is exactly what we want. A lot of us, not everyone, I can't speak for everyone, but I think that when a lot of us heard Spit Out the Bone, I was blown the fuck away. I was like, holy shit. Kurt goes in there for seconds and hits us with another banging solo. The verses are fire. The riffs are fire. The aggression they give throughout it, man. It was such a badass. So look how excited I'm getting right now, damn it. Hardwired to Self-Destruct, I think, is just as good as this album. And some are going to agree with me, some are going to disagree. I thought it was a great effing album. And as far as with 72 Seasons, I think that they matched what they delivered on the last album. There are points of this particular album that does have more of a softer tone vibe when it comes to lyrical content. We have love songs, or dealing with love and relationship songs a lot on this at points, and dealing with finding yourself, and dealing with 72 seasons, basically. That's what this concept of this album is. 72 seasons. I'm pretty sure the first 18 years of your life. I just wish they would have kind of created something that would have given me like an reckless adolescent kind of vibe of Kill 'Em All, that type of shit. Yes, I feel like we get tones from a lot of the earlier stuff with the riffs, but as far as the actual lyrical content, the feel of the songs, I'm not getting that. I'm just getting hints and vibes. This is, as I said, to me, more or less a hard rock album. Borderline hard rock, like in between hard rock and metal to me, but a great album. I enjoy it. I'm listening to it. I'm not forcing myself to listen to it to make a video here. And I gotta say, I've watched a few reviews and a few people that are very popular when it comes to reviews. I think it's absolutely insane how some of these guys are reviewing albums and totally shitting on them and not really listening to the album first. I mean, I've seen one of the biggest interviewers, I'll say his name, Anthony Fantano. And I do enjoy, I don't watch him as much as I used to. I used to like him a lot more years ago. But, I mean, for him not even to talk about Inamorata is insane. You're reviewing an album, and that is like one of the big songs on that album, and it really wasn't even mentioned. I feel like people are reviewing albums and not even giving the music a chance first. They're just going through it almost like a job. And I'm not going to just keep reviewing albums. I'm going to review albums that, my audience really wants and I really want to listen to. We'll see how this goes. I haven't reviewed too many albums on this channel, but I love music. I love music so much. So maybe if this video does well, and I get recommendations and heads up of albums that are coming out, we'll go on this journey again. But Metallica is my favorite band by far. I damn what have Metallica sneakers right there. You know, I have the Metallica Funko Pop over there. You can see a corner of it. I really don't want to move my camera to F it up. But, you know, I've got Metallica art in my other room. I'm a diehard Metallica fan. But I'm going to call it how it is, you know. I'm not going to be that guy that says, oh, I love the mix on Saint Anger. It was unbelievable. Them drums. No, they don't sound like tin cans. No, I'm going to be 100 with you guys. So the album, I mean, on a rating scale, I mean, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Production was fantastic, great mixes. But, you know, I can't give it a 5 because I feel like I'm missing something that I wanted. A Spit Out the Bone would have maybe taken this to a 5. But I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a strong 4. And let me know what you think of this album, please, in the comments. And if you're still watching, put in the comments, extra large pizza with 4 roaches on it. Extra large pizza with 4 roaches. That means that you actually watched this entire effing video. And I really appreciate the hell out of you for that. But yeah, man, please watch more content. We have that video from the listening event, the global listening event, which was a beautiful video because you got to see us fans together. And you'll see little clips from the movie theater, which they allowed us to film over there, by the way. But there's some stuff that you've never seen before that was on the screen. So check that out. And then also you get to see the interaction of all of us Metallica fans. I mean, it was incredible. I'm rolling up. I was blasting Damage Incorporated, and someone just rolled up on me. It's like, hey, you want? Just keep the music up, man. I love this effing song. He passed me a joint. Like, as soon as I'm, like, pulling up and parking, I'm like, this is Metallica fans. Like, and if this is a parking lot where there was a lot of different, you know, businesses there, but it had a great energy. And then after, the excitement of the fans was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. And Metallica has an amazing fan base, man. I hope I get to see them live eventually. Guys, thank you for watching. You could be anywhere in the world you hear from me. Subscribe. Watch more. There'll be boxes here and links. So one link will be a playlist to the entire album. That's Delz Reacts, new channel. And then the other one will be a link to the video that we did here at the movie theater. Peace and love, man. We out.